Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Ben Thomas Show. It's my birthday and sure enough, EXO-6 has given us another pre-order window opening. That is for Commander Tuvok from the Star Trek television show Star Trek Voyager. Voyager has been a divisive series, I think, for as long as Star Trek has been out. Some people love it, some people don't. I used to watch Star Trek Voyager after school every day with my snack, and I watched every single episode. I loved the journey and I loved the characters. This definitely strikes a chord with my heart, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Commander Tuvok was a pretty badass character. But am I gonna buy this figure? Stay tuned and find out. If you like this video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe, and let's talk some Star Trek. So this is going to be a pretty short video. This is a very off-the-cuff reaction, opinion video based on these preview images that we're seeing of Star Trek Voyager's Tuvok. This is the first time today I've had a chance to really dive into these images. I think the actor likeness to Tim Russ as Tuvok is very good. I definitely see Tim Russ in this head sculpt. Now there's a few things that immediately red flag me a little bit. The hairline on Tuvok on the front there, that's a little bit gnarly, I'm not gonna lie. Now, he does have a very straight hairline, don't get me wrong, he is Vulcan after all. But that worries me ever so slightly. And in this image particular, I do think that the face looks a little bit on the soft side. It seems like it really depends on how the image is being displayed, potentially the lighting, but that's pretty standard for most 6-scale figures, let's not kid ourselves here. Most of us don't have professional lighting setups. I do think that it's cool that this figure is going to be the first figure that I have in my collection, if I get him, that comes with a live long and prosper hand. I think that's really cool, of course. Now, I mean, if you have Spock already, you already have this hand, so you're not that blown away by it, but for me, it's still a unique hand sculpt versus anything that I have currently in my collection, so I'm down with that. I think the coloration of the outfit is really good. But look how baggy that is around his waist. That bugs me a little bit. And I partially wonder if that's kind of in response to some of the feedback they've received on some of the other figures, like the First Contact Data that I just reviewed, where the outfit is really tight and tailored, but it really restricts his ability to move. Now, from my recollection, Voyager, the outfits are a little bit more baggy than some of the Next Generation, likely for the actor comfort, let's be honest. But on a figure, it doesn't look as tailored. And that's a little bit what I'm worried about, at least with these preview images that we're seeing on Tuvok. Now, Tuvok has always been one of my favorite Star Trek Voyager characters, but do I love Tuvok enough to have him stand alone in my collection? Keep in mind, I've been saying up till now, I'm probably only going to get the Next Generation figure. But if you think about it, Star Trek by extension, this Voyager series in particular, still is based in the Next Generation universe. When they make it back to the Alpha Quadrant at the end of the series, no spoilers, the Enterprise is there waiting for them. All of the other Starfleet vessels are there waiting for them. So you can kind of have this guy in your collection even if you only intend to buy Next Generation, for example, and still kind of squeeze him in. The actor Tim Russ has also been in other Star Trek episodes. Even from the original series, he was in one of the films. Now, he's not Tuvok in that movie, but it's still the actor. And when you see him, if you're a Star Trek fan, you're like, it's Tuvok! It's not. It's Tim Russ playing a different character. But I think it's kind of cool that the actor himself has been in, essentially, 3 different Star Trek franchises, right? And I think for that reason alone, you could technically have Tim Russ or Tuvok in your collection as a standalone character. But I don't know if that's enough justification for me. I haven't bought the Captain Janeway because I don't think it looks very good, unfortunately. Now, I'm a pretty big supporter of EXO-6, don't get me wrong. But the Janeway, in my opinion, is the softest of the head sculpts we've seen from kind of any of the releases. Including the Star Trek Voyager Doctor, I thought he looked really, really good. This guy, he also looks pretty darn good. If you've started your Star Trek Voyager collection, This guy, I think you need to have him. I don't see... You can't have a bridge crew without Tuvok if you want the Voyager bridge crew. But I don't know if I need him that badly. Now, if I get this guy, I do feel like I'll need to have him paired with somebody. I know that 7 of 9 has been talked about being released. We've seen some preview images. These 3 are the first that we've got a chance to see from the line, and even in this picture alone, like you can see, Janeway is just... doesn't look like she's up to snuff with the other 2. And you do see 7 of 9 in the background there, which is exciting. Tuvok and 7 of 9 definitely had lots of dialogue scenes in Star Trek Voyager. So for me, I missed the Doctor. I'm probably going to allow myself to miss on Captain Janeway. But I love Jeri Ryan and I love 7 of 9, and I think that if I went with this Tuvok, she'd be a perfect pairing. I also think the yellow and black with the purple outfit would look pretty good. This figure overall, what he comes with, lots of hands. Lots of hands. You see that mind-melding hand, which is cool. The Live Long and Prosper hand. I think that the color match looks really good to the face. Again, I'd be worried, similar to what I was worried about with Data, that the wrist pegs would show if you're bringing his arms up to do a mind meld or a Live Long and Prosper. But, meh. Do we care, really? I mean, this is the first opportunity we've had to have a Tuvok in our collection. So, for me, based on the preview images alone of this figure, I would give this guy still about an 8.5 out of 10. I'm hoping that they tweak him a little bit before we actually have him in hand, at least in terms of his tailoring. And I'm okay with it if his movement is slightly restricted in favor of a better looking figure. Because at the end of the day, this is Star Trek. Yes, he is sometimes a bit of a dynamic character, but overall Star Trek characters tend to kind of stand on the bridge crew and talk science and think out problems and not necessarily fight all that much. I think the accessories he comes with are on point. I like how many hands he's got. I like the phaser rifle. I like the main phaser. I like that he's got his data pad, because Tuvok always has his data pad, let's be honest. But I might get a little bit bored of the accessories the more of these figures that I buy. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but I haven't convinced myself as to whether I need to buy this guy for my collection. So, that's my take on Commander Tuvok. I can't still decide 100% if I'm willing to buy it yet or not. Like I said in the video, there's some things that I really like about the figure. There's some things that I don't love or that I'm suspicious of, but that's not necessarily a deal breaker for me. I think what I'm most concerned about is, what if I just run out of space? There are so many figures that I want. Is Tuvok a key enough player for me to have in my collection that he's a must buy? It's still a maybe for me, but I'd love to hear from you guys down below. Are you guys going to pick this figure out? If so, why? Why not? Are you building the bridge crew of Voyager, or are you going to pair him with somebody else? I'd love to hear from you. So, if you liked the video, again, hit the like button for me, smash the subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you on the next Star Trek preview video.